You guys just caught me coming home from work this time. Just got out of the shower, feeling nice and clean. Okay, episode 16. At the veto ceremony, Spencer decided to save himself with the power of veto, and Candace ended up being the replacement nominee. Candace is pretty pissed off, as she should be. She keeps saying to Howard, who is getting really mad that she's saying this, by the way. She keeps looking at Howard and being like, I'm just a realist. All right, people, black's up on the block. It is Erin's HOH week, though, so we shouldn't have suspected her to be able to use anything else other than her racial profiling for who she was going to nominate. Howard's making this huge attempt to flip the house against Amanda, and it's not really working. If it were to work, it would be a great game move, and I would like it as a big move that's made in the game. But I'd be really sad. I really like Amanda, as racist as she has been in the last week and a half. She's interesting to watch. Andy comes clean with Amanda that he made a deal with Spencer and Howard the night before previous to flip the house against Amanda and evict her. He's basically telling her this to cover his tracks in case the information gets back to her. He was never going to follow through on that deal, so it's good that he told her, because now if she finds out, she's already aware of the situation. Amanda gets kind of upset when Andy tells her this. She starts to cry and have a little bit of a meltdown, and Andy just quickly gets her to pull herself back together and sends her on her way. Amanda hasn't really had a meltdown per se. She almost had one here, and I think that Andy was kind of what kept her in check. In the backyard, Amanda actually confronts Spencer about his plan to try and flip the house to evict her. Naturally, he denies everything. Completely acts like he has no idea what she's talking about. He's just trying to backpedal as fast as he can. Amanda tries to talk some sense into Spencer by letting him know that they can help each other in the weeks to come, and that she wants to help him if he's willing to help her. And he kind of just gets really upset with her, calls her out on the fact that she's trying to come across as this badass and control everybody. It's great that somebody called her out on it, because she has been doing it for a while, to the point where it's not even she's not even being discreet about it anymore. She's just being a bitch. While Amanda and Spencer are talking in the backyard, he tries to backpedal to get out of what he had said about her before, wanting to flip the house to evict her. And basically, to cover his tracks, he says that he actually wanted to get rid of Candace and blah, blah, blah. And I guess Helen overheard this from inside the house. And she goes and tells Candace what Spencer had said to Amanda. Candace calls a house meeting over information that was said to try and backpedal. It wasn't even legit information. She calls out Spencer for all of his harsh comments and him being rude for the past little while. Tells him to keep her name out of his mouth and blah, 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 blah. When she called the house meeting, I had this idea in my head that she was going to have a purpose to call it. She basically just called it to defend herself in front of the entire house. Usually when house meetings are called, it's to clear the air and actually set things straight. Like he said, she said, he said that she said, and so you confront everybody in front of everybody and all the truth comes out. Not really what she did. She just called a house meeting to bitch at everybody, is what it seems like. Didn't really help her case. It just absolutely made everybody more pissed off with her. She kind of just calls the meeting to a close and then leaves on everybody. After everybody goes inside, after this meeting is held, Gina Marie is talking to Erin about how scary of a player Candace is, in the sense that she's not afraid to call people out to their face about things. Not very many people like doing that, because, to be quite frank, it's a bad way to play the game. It doesn't get you very far. But Candace is doing that, and she's not afraid to. So they're kind of intimidated by that. Amanda, Erin, and Helen are all speculating about who could be the MVP. They think that somebody's lying about it, and it's somebody inside the house. They all say the name on three that they think is the MVP, and they all say Judd. I don't know why they think that it's him. Some people play down their intelligence because of a super genius aspect of their game. I really don't think that's where Judd's coming from. Not that they would know. They do a clip back from Judd's hometown. It completely reminds me of a set from My Name is Earl. I was just waiting for the moment where some redneck hooker was gonna pop out and talk about sucking on somebody's face. Pretty much the dumbest town in America. Candace is wearing Erin's shirt for her eviction speech, just from the standpoint of, you're wearing my shit and you might just be getting evicted just now. I could picture Erin just staring at Candace the entire time, being like, you better not get evicted, girl. You're wearing my shirt. That's how I impersonate Erin, by the way, because that's how she impersonates others. I may not like you, but you better not go and get evicted wearing my shirt, you dumb bitch. Oh my god, it was almost an exact depiction. You would think she was outside of the house. So by a vote of 7-1, Howard was evicted from the Big Brother house. In his eviction interview, Helen kind of asks Howard, how hard was it to hold your tongue with all of these racist things being said around the house? He doesn't back down from the fact that he made a choice to not confront it because he thought it was better from his game. I like that he stuck up for himself and stood behind the fact that he decided it was too risky to try and confront anybody about it in this game. I would have been glad if he would have confronted somebody about it and actually addressed it head on, being like, look, I'm not okay with this. You're being a racist cow right now. This isn't cool. But I think what he did by not saying anything really saved his game, because I haven't seen his temper much like None of America has, but I can bet that it could be really, really bad if he got worked up. The HOH coming up is an endurance competition. Hopefully, we're going to be able to see somebody pull through that's actually going to make some big moves next week. Basically, in this HOH, you're just holding on to a very large weight in front of you while running on a barrel. The person to run on their barrel the longest without dropping their weight wins HOH. Go on back for episode 17, guys. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter at Seabiscuit13. Later, guys.